Hello there. Are you Sneeko?
Yeah.
It's good to meet you. I'm a Christian. Do you mind if I have a dialogue?
All right, brother.
Hello.
We got a Christian but ethno-nationalist over there. Will you be interested? You know. Guy with the ribbon. And...
Chat with him a bit, maybe.
Yeah.
Oh.
He looks Jewish up there. Hey, let's talk. Sure. You see.
Sure. So I was wondering what your perspective was about the preservation of the Bible and the Quran.
Right. The Quran has never been changed.
Never been changed. So there's only one Quran.
Yeah, there's only one version of the Quran.
Only one version of the Quran.
Yeah, and since then, like, people have been able to recite it, even if all the Qurans were burned, we'd be able to.
Right. Because the oral tradition, you know exactly what it is, so you can recite it.
I can't recite it, but people can
Others
memorize
can.
it. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, others can.
So do you accept that there's 10 qira'at of the Quran, 10 different readings?
Sure.
Okay, but those 10 different readings are obviously different, right?
Okay.
So if they're different, then there's not one Quran, there's 10 Qurans.
Okay.
So do you take that back, that there's only one Quran?
That's the first time I've heard that.
I said it to you, you accepted it, so I assume you know about it, right? You're not just taking my word for it.
What are the 10 versions?
No, so there's different citations, just like there's different accents. There's a British accent, there's a Texas accent, there's an English accent.
They're not accents.
Different accent. Who are you gonna believe, a Muslim or a Christian?
So,
Really? Is that what it boils down to? Just believe.
the difference between the Qur'an? Like,
Yeah, of course. So there's a famous one. Muhammad Hijab will tell you this. Because I had a chat with him about it. So you have in Surah Al-Fatiha, you have Ayah 4. I think it's Ayah 4.
Yeah,
Ayah 4 myself. Yeah, so Malik al-Madin or Maliki al-Madin, owner or king in Arabic. They're two different words. So if you want to read up about this, you can get a book called The 10 Qira'at of the Noble Quran by Dr. Fidel Suleiman, who worked for the Bridges Foundation in Cairo, which is a Dawah institute. And he's wrote a book about it, where he translates the Quran into English, but not just in one reading, he does it for all 10. So you can read the differences in the Quran for all different 10 valid readings according to Islamic scholars.
Great.
Cool. So do you accept then that the Quran is not perfectly preserved? Because
No,
it's not
I'll
Quran?
read that book and I'll see if that's the case. It's the first time I've heard that.
Okay. Well, all right. I think you can see the point that the Quran isn't perfectly preserved, as far as I'm concerned.
Okay.
That's according to you.
Well, that's according to the scholars I quoted. I mean, you can ask Muhammad Hijab, he has the same view.
Because the question is, which one is divinely revealed? Is it
Yeah.
king or is it-
Well, it gets a bit
which
more
one is the-
complicated because there's supposed to be 7 aluf.
Also, keep in mind that you guys are Christians. You guys misinterpret everything.
Okay.
Why would
So
we
that's
take-
cool.
That's what they always do. Always turn to Christianity. Like, defend Islam with your own resources. But your own resources is not even defending Islam.
Ad hominem.
Why would we
That's
take
called
your
ad hominem.
interpretation?
That's
You
not
think
So
a man is God?
that's ad hominem. Ad hominem.
Why would we
Calm
take
down.
your-
Calm down. No need to attack someone.
No, I mean,
It's just
it's
ad
just
hominem.
common sense.
Ad hominem means against them. It's a fallacy that people use in debate when they can't actually address the point.
I'm having a conversation.
So let's
I'm not
address the
debating.
point.
I'm having a conversation.
So according to Islamic Sunnah, the Hadith, Muhammad says there is 7 viable different ways that you can recite the Quran. They're called the Aruf. I can get the Hadith, it's Sahih al-Bukhari and others as well. So that must mean there are 7 ways of reciting the Quran. But according to your scholars, there's 10. How did that happen?
That's the first time I'm hearing that.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
You should look it up. Because what people are saying is that actually, Uthman, you know Uthman canonized the Quran. Do you know about that canonization process?
No. What's that?
Okay, so the third caliph,
People like that.
yeah, so Uthman put together a committee around 652 time to around
He don't know his own religion. Like,
656. And he put together this committee to collect different Quranic materials from different places because there were reports of people arguing about what the Quran was because they differed. He then decided to standardize it into one Qurayshi dialect, to one standard reading. And then he burnt all the other Quranic materials and he sent it out to the 5 different cities. So you had Kufa, Sham, Medina, Mecca, and so on. My point is that if there's meant to be 7 readings, where are they?
I don't know. Where do you think they are?
I think they were destroyed. I think that 6 out of 7 valid readings for your Quran are destroyed and they're not
the goat ate him.
preserved.
They are within all the recitation we have today.
6 out of 7 is the majority.
Listen,
It's a vast
listen,
majority.
listen.
Who do you think destroyed
They
them?
are
This is
all
my good friend
within-
Sam.
all within-
Pretty good guy.
The goat destroyed him.
Love him. Absolutely love
Who do you think destroyed them?
Uthman.
Why do you
Because
They are within.
I don't know. We don't know. I mean, it's a scholarly question. We don't actually know what Uthman destroyed. It just says that there were Quranic manuscript material that was destroyed. It was burnt, but they never elaborate on what that was. So in effect,
You don't think you're just projecting about how all the
is this
Bible-
another ad hominem?
Just a
Is this another ad hominem? Okay, so it's ad
You think you're
hominem.
projecting?
That's a
because
two-court
how all
fallacy.
the Bible were
Hold on,
burned.
hold on.
You don't think you're just projecting?
Hold on. That's
Got a speaker's corner.
That's a two-court
You
fallacy.
don't think you're just projecting your insecurities
No,
from
ad
the
hominem,
Bible?
ad hominem,
Brother,
ad hominem.
that's a two-court fallacy. Whether it was or was not the case that the Bible was preserved or not.
Because that's what I know is about
Hold on,
Christians.
hold
You
on,
guys
hold
just project
Hold on, I was still.
your insecurities
hold on,
about
Wait,
your religion
you going?
onto Muslims.
Whoa, you going? He walked off. Right.
on, and
He said Christians project. Anytime you ask a Muslim about Islam, okay, they will change it to, well, y'all worship a human. Y'all call a human God. Well, your Bible is corrupted. They never answer the questions according to their own research sources. Never. All of the comments that have been under videos that I have done that has been geared towards Islam, you will see Christians do this, but Christians do that. But your Bible, the Bible, no, don't bring up Christianity. Because even if Christianity is false, hypothetically, okay, because it's not, it's true, it's real. But even if it was, even if you were talking to a Buddhist or a Hindu, tell about your own religion. But apparently, like the guy Sneeko, he doesn't know about his religion.
That's the
you say,
quickest
well,
debate
what about
ever.
the Bible? That's fallacious as well. Have you basic
I don't know.
I'm a
He
conversationalist.
done left.
I don't have debate.
Do you want to debate? Do you want to debate? Do you want to
I don't
debate?
know how to debate. I just know how.
You know when?
Yeah, because that's what you tried to do
Sounds
to me
bad.
as well. You tried to turn it on
Don't you
to us
think
instead of
you're
answering
like
the questions,
number one
right?
objective?
Would you like to debate?
Done.
No, I don't.
No, you
Because
don't.
I'm not.
Question.
I'm just good. I think you have.
No one wants
Yeah,
to
I just
debate.
generally want Muslims to know what scholarship says, and then they can make their own mind up.
Yeah, I think that's a good way to approach it.
Good. All right, take care. Well, that was a lot shorter than I was expecting. I was expecting something longer than that. I came in with basically 2 points, that there is not one single Quran. There's a very minimum 10, according to the scholars of today. I quoted a source, I quoted a book that he could read this from. There are 10 different qira'ats. So
10.
he said, I have no idea.
And then I've heard it's actually more than that.
Which I kind of hope would be, he'd know a bit more by now. I know he's been a Muslim for, I think, maybe over a year or something like that. I don't know, but someone hasn't told him the truth about the Quran. He's been told, and he told me straight at the beginning, there is one perfectly preserved Quran. But when I said, actually, here's some evidence to the contrary, it all fell apart, which is a shame, really. I hope that Sneeko actually goes back and looks at these claims
Me
and
too.
does his own study of the evidence,
Start
because the evidence
studying.
is overwhelming, and it comes from Islamic scholars. That's the funny thing. I'm quoting him Islamic scholars, and he's like, well, I don't want to know this, so and then he leaves. He walks away, which is a shame. Muslims cannot defend their doctrine of perfect preservation. It is a falsehood. It is evident. And I then brought up the point about the aruf, the fact that there's meant to be 7 acceptable modes of the Quran. Where are they? No one knows where they are.
The goat ate him.
They've gone missing. 6 out of 7 different variants of the Quran have gone, which seems a bit bad to me. But hey, hopefully Sneeko can go look that up and find out more for himself. And hopefully this will be the first step into leading him back to Christ. Have a genuine faith with Christ, to have truth with you and not be fighting against truth like the Muslims are today. Sneeko, I hope sincerely you do come to Christ. It would be better than succeeding in falsehood that Islam is. So God bless you all. Come to Christ. Have a great day. God bless.
See, one of the arguments that the Muslims have when it comes to Christians is that we have so many Bibles. We don't have the true Torah. We don't have the true Injil, even though they can't tell you where the original is. They can't even tell you what the gospel, which is the Injil, they can't even tell you what it is, but they can tell you that we don't have it. But how you know that we don't have it if you don't even know what it is? You don't even know what's in it. But then they'll reference the Bible that they say have been tampered with. But the reason why this is so amazing is because that is their argument, but yet they say the Quran is preserved. There's only one. They all read from one. But here we're hearing that there's 7 different Qurans, and not where the context, like our Bibles, where the context is still the same. No, they have contradictions in them. But in the Quran, it says it's supposed to be 7. They say it's only supposed to be 1. But then we have somewhere the scholars say there's 10 different Qurans. So it's just confusing how they're supposed to be one, but yet your scholars, not Christian scholars, but Islamic scholars are saying there should actually be 10. There's 10 different versions of the Quran. Like the brother said, I hope Sneeko comes back to Christ as well, and I hope he actually studies and read even before he comes back to Christ. I hope he really, really dive into the deep studies of Islam. And then when he comes back to Christ, he dive into the deep studies of Christ so that he can be on the opposite side and actually help to bring some other Muslims out of this cult, this false religion. Thank you all so much for watching. And until we meet again, may God be with you and may heaven smile upon you. Be blessed.